Hey chess lovers! In today's chess video, we look at an explosive game played between two of the most genius attackers in chess history, Rashid Nesmetdinov and Mikhail Tal. This game was played in 1961 at Baku. At that time Mikhail Tal was at his peak. He was just 25 years old. Alright, Rashid is playing as white and Mikhail Tal is playing with the black pieces. The game opens up with e4 and later transposes into Scheveningen variation of the Sicilian defense. Bishop e2 preparing to castle. a6, preventing any of these pieces from coming in. Rashid castles and Tal plays queen c7. Rashid expands on the king side with f4 and Tal brings his other knight into action. And now comes one of the most aggressive moves of the game, pawn to g4. Rashid says, I don't care about my king's safety, I will attack and open up the king side, stop me if you can. Tal says, okay, if that's what you want, I'll advance pawn on the queen side and beat you there. Rashid responds with a3 to stop this pawn from attacking the knight and gaining space. Bishop e7 puts pressure on e4. Rashid defends it with bishop f3. Tal attacks it again with his other knight, knight to c5. Rashid defends it again, this time with queen to e2. And here, Tal plays c5. It's an unusual move. He probably wants to gain some space in the center by eliminating some of these pawns. But what this does is it weakens these two squares. Rashid takes advantage of this and repositions his knight to f5, and it looks very strong here. Tal doesn't like this, so he attacks it again with g6. F takes on e5 hits the knight, therefore, d takes on e5. This pawn exchange clears up both the d and f files, opening up the game. Now white needs to do something about this knight. He could easily go back to g3 or e3, but instead, he plays the aggressive knight to h6. It is said that knights on the rim are dim, but here, this knight has some bright prospects. First, it prevents black from castling on the king side. Secondly, it kind of traps this rook in the corner, which can't move out because this pawn is blocked and the g8 square is also covered. Now taking the knight is not such a good option. Black loses the bishop pair and also white gets to activate his bishop along this dangerous diagonal. Tal realizes the tension building up on the king side, so he plays knight to e6. Rashid pulls back his bishop, throwing a discovered attack on the knight. Now here, knight f4 is the best move for black, and this was probably the reason why he played knight e6 in the first place. But somehow, Tal decided not to go for it right away and he went for bishop g7 defending the knight. Now here's where white takes the lead. Rashid plays the killer move. I want you to pause the video and think. Rook takes knight, a stunning exchange sacrifice. Bishop takes, and now that he has eliminated the attacker on d5, Rashid can jump up the board with his own knight. That's a double attack on the queen and the bishop. Tal does not want to exchange this bishop because it is very powerful along this diagonal and it can also protect the king if he ever decides to castle on the queen side. Therefore, queen d8 defends the bishop. Rashid piles on the pressure, attacking it with the queen. Black cannot simply move away his bishop because queen f7 finishes off the game right away. So eventually, Tal plays the move we all have been waiting for, knight to f4. But what are you waiting for? If you are enjoying this game, then do hit the thumbs up button right now. Okay, so Rashid eliminates the knight and Tal recaptures with the pawn. Now here, taking with the queen seems the most obvious response. You just build up the attack and capitalize on your advantage. But this time, it is Rashid who ignores the best move. Instead of simply taking this pawn, he tries to do something different by playing e5. What this does is that it removes a defender of this knight. So now there are two attackers but only one defender. It seems Rashid was trying to create some complications to outsmart Mikhail Tal, but this actually gives Tal a very good opportunity to equalize. And the strongest move for that is bishop to h4, attacking both the queen and the knight. The only move to save them is queen to d4. This gives time for black to get his rooks into the game and the game is in the balance. But all that didn't happen. In this position, Tal didn't play bishop h4. He just captured the pawn. The problem with this move is that it exposes the king, which black can take advantage of by playing rook to e1, pinning the bishop. Look, this knight is still hanging on d5, but Tal doesn't take it. Instead, he plays f6, defending his bishop. Rashid steps on the gas and goes for the kill. He begins with the most beautiful move, knight f6 check. Queen takes knight is the only reasonable option. Now, although this diagonal is wide open, Rashid just does not bother to take this pre-bishop. Instead, he plays another brilliant move, queen to d4. He doesn't want to waste any time to attack the king. Now for Tal, there is no way he can castle in the game, so he decides to run away with his king. Rashid eliminates the bishop in the center, threatening some nasty discoveries on the queen. So Tal offers a queen exchange. Rashid of course won't trade the queens, but what can he play? How does he finish it off? Well, he went for the most spectacular move, rook f5 check. He's sacrificing the rook, but not really, because after pawn takes rook, queen takes the rook in the corner. It's a check. King e7 is the only legal move. Then queen g7 check. If he goes back to e8, then queen f7 is curtains for black, and if he moves the king to d6, then this sweetie is gone. Therefore, in this position, king e6 is forced and then comes a check, this time with a pawn. Now Tal has no option but to move the king to d6, which again allows the royal poke to finish off the queen. Therefore, in this position, as of move number 29, Mikhail Tal resigned. Was he frustrated? No. Was he dejected after this defeat? Absolutely not. In fact, a few years later, Mikhail Tal admitted that it was the happiest day of his life. He was highly impressed by the beautiful game that his opponent played, and Rashid and Tal went on to become very good friends.